Hello, my wonderful Pisces. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. In today's video, I will be tapping into the energies of your love life. So it's going to be your general love reading for the week here. So pretty much whatever comes out for you guys. Okay, guys, so the card that we have is the Lady of the Mirror, Reflection, Non-Judgment. It's also the card number 44. Okay. Definitely could be a very reflective kind of period for you this week. The other thing that I'm seeing is like there may be some sort of acceptance that is required in this connection in order for some sort of stability to be introduced in the connection, right? So whether it's accepting something that has occurred, accepting someone for who they are, right? Because with the number 44, I do see that there's a desire for stability or something to feel more tangible. But the word that I'm getting is acceptance. So I'm intuitively maybe picking up on, understanding someone with maybe not judging the situation, maybe someone needing to understand you, right? And where you're coming from. But I do see that it could be a period where, you're very observant, you're analyzing the situation here. There's something that you could be realizing about yourself as well. It doesn't just need to be you reflecting on this person or the connection. There could be something about yourself that is resurfacing for you this week as well. Okay. But I'm strongly getting like maybe needing to accept something for what it is, or allowing yourself to understand another perspective without your emotions getting in the way or without judging the situation. And like I said, it could be a message for cross-watcher as well. So take it how it resonates. Let's see here. Okay, so we have the Six of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Five of Pentacles. Seems to me, Pisces, that there's a level of concern. Like someone could be wondering about you. Maybe it's someone that doesn't really have access to you, or the communication is not as consistent as they would like it to be. But as far as the Six of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, I am strongly getting a bit of like a concerned energy, like what's Pisces up to, or someone who's like wondering about you or wanting, to figure something out, but feeling like they're unable to do so. And I think it stems from a space of wanting to feel closer to you with the Six of Swords. Six of Swords and Five of Pentacles could also be a very strong energy of someone who feels like you're leaving them behind. They could be feeling this energetically, kind of like Pisces is not as invested, or Pisces doesn't care as much as they used to. Now, this doesn't mean that it's the truth, but this is their perspective. Okay, so I'm going to start off by seeing how you are being viewed this week. Okay. Two of Pentacles. You're being viewed as someone who's uncertain, or you are in the process of making a decision here. You're like, you could be going back and forth between two things, or you're weighing the pros and cons of a situation. Okay. This person is viewing the situation with you as, okay, I got what I received what I deserve, or if I didn't do one thing, it wouldn't have led to, the current result or the current pickle that we're in. Like cause and effect almost is what I'm seeing here. But they are viewing you as someone who's like, again, in between worlds, or you're making a decision, or you're just analyzing this situation. It doesn't have to be that you have a decision to make between two different situations. It's just two different situations. It could just be you're analyzing the situation at hand, and you're like, okay, these are the pros, these are the cons. What do I want to do moving forward? So we have the Two of Cups followed by the Justice card in the challenge position. I think that this is someone who has very deep emotions for you. I think that this is someone who is still very much in love with you. And the reason I say they are still in love with you is this is someone who has spent a lot of time reflecting on the connection that you guys share. This is someone who could have even been comparing other connections in their life to the connection that they have with you. And the Justice card is really an energy of making things right or making something up to you, trying to restore some sort of balance in this connection. So, this person could also feel that how things transpired between the both of you in the past didn't necessarily feel fair. Something about this situation doesn't feel just. And so, with those two cards coming up in the challenge position, it's someone who's trying to mend things or make something up to you. But what they're praying for is the ability for the both of you to come to a mutual agreement here. They want to make peace, but they're also acknowledging that you guys are two very different individuals. Like, your perspective on life and their perspective on life could be very different. Maybe furthermore, what you guys wanted from this connection or wanted from each other could also differ. So they're acknowledging that it's two very different energies, that are at hand, but they're still wanting to work together with you. They're still wanting to come together here. For some of you, there could be religious or cultural factors that are impacting this connection, okay? How are you viewing them? Eight of Wands, a lot of back and forth communication. There could be a specific outcome that you have been manifesting when it comes to this connection. And I see that coming into fruition for you with the Eight of Wands upright. Eight of Wands is also an energy of becoming very clear on what it is that you want. And what's interesting is they're viewing you in the Two of Pentacles energy, right? So like, is it that you feel connected to this person, but you're not sure if you're ready for a commitment? Is it that you feel connected to this person, but you feel a level of uncertainty because of maybe something that occurred in the past, right? But it is an energy, or it is a message of getting clear on what it is that you want. But I do see that things are progressing fairly quickly between the both of you, maybe even much more quickly than you anticipated it to. And I feel like there's some sort of communication that is making you very happy. Not just communication from their end. I think that you're also receiving the opportunity to express yourself and your emotions and your outlook on things. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands in your feelings, and we have the Lovers. I think sometimes you wish that this connection felt a bit easier. There could be certain aspects of it that feel very complicated. You could also feel like there's a lot that occurred between the both of you in the past that you guys could have potentially avoided. Because the Five of Wands could be conflict, but it's usually petty conflict or something that lacks importance, right? And then we have the Lovers here. So some of you could be dealing with a Gemini, but the Lovers also just touches on a very intense connection. But with the Five of Wands coming out with it, it's like a very intense connection where there's always something in the way. Where it's like we feel so deeply towards each other, but every time we try to get this off the ground, it's an obstacle. Or there's certain things that even if it's obstacles that you feel like you could have avoided, maybe you feel that this is someone who has been acting very impulsively, towards you, or they kind of like feed into impulse emotion and kind of do something in the spur of the moment. And with those two cards in your feelings, I do feel sometimes you wish that things weren't so complicated. Sometimes you wish that things felt a little easier. The Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, so you're definitely in a reflective period this week, and Ace of Wands. You still have a desire for this person. I think that there's still a lot of emotion here. I think there's a lot of passion here, and definitely like a deep desire to have a new beginning, but you're definitely being analytical of this person, or a little more observant this time around. I also think with the Ace of Wands and the Five of Wands, you may feel like there was a lot of bickering or external opinions that somehow impacted the both of you or the connection that you guys share. But Ace of Wands and Five of Wands could be a very strong and bold energy of, I know who I am, I know what I bring to the table, and I don't have anything to prove. It's like it's almost like a very, you're sure of yourself or a very certain energy. Even if there are other energies involved, it's you are sure of yourself to the point where, you're like, there's nothing for me to prove. You either take me as I am, or, we're going to have to find another way here. The Two of Cups is being clarified by the Strength card. This is someone who feels very deeply towards you, even if they struggle with communicating that. Now, the Strength card does speak about, or it does touch on, a very held back energy, or someone who could have, trouble expressing how they feel. Maybe even someone who fights the urge to be vulnerable. But behind that is actually someone who has very, very deep emotions. Maybe even to the point where it scares them a little bit, or there's, a little bit of fear there when it comes to being fully, open or expressive. And the Page of Swords clarifying the Justice card. This is someone who's definitely, very curious about you. I think that even if, you guys communicate, or even if there's some sort of a pause, they definitely keep tabs on you. And I think with the Page of Swords and the Justice card, they are trying to make something right. They are trying to mend things with you, but they're doing it in a very strategic way, or they're trying to be very smart about it. Not in a negative way, but they're very focused on their approach. They're making sure that they're thinking about everything thoroughly here. I'm also feeling strongly, guys, that this person may feel like if they avoided wanting the last word in a conversation or in a situation, they could have avoided the current dynamic that you guys are in. So like maybe this person feels like wanting the last word or having the last word was so important in the past, but it led to the both of you disagreeing or not speaking to each other. So ultimately they feel like it's backfired on them. That's a very specific message, so only take it if it resonates. The Nine of Wands, okay, and the Moon card in their feelings. There could be something here that they're feeling a little bit defensive about, something that they don't necessarily feel ready to speak about. But I do see a desire for this connection to feel more balanced, right? The Moon card, it has two sides, a domestic side and a very wild side, right? So if it's like this person feels you guys have a lot of fun together, but they want things to feel more balanced, that could be, what they're working towards or what they're desiring. Nine of Wands could be a bit of a guarded energy, but it's someone who's still determined, someone who still has some sort of fight left within them to pursue a connection with you. They are viewing this connection, or they're viewing you as someone that they've gone through a lot with, but they're not ready to give up. We have the Knight of Swords in their feelings and the Empress, someone who is pursuing you, moving towards you. This could be very unexpected. There's definitely some, like a very urgent energy. So like this person feels an urgency to reconnect with you. And I think that you give this person a sense of home. Some of you may have children of your own, or there's something that's very nurturing about you where this person feels that you would make a great mother or father. You could be dealing with a Libra or a Taurus. But I'm strongly getting someone who's like very attracted to you, admires you, and wants to connect with you on a deeper level. And I see them speaking to you. And Knight of Swords is more of like a practical approach. Someone who's telling you, yes, I have emotions for you. Yes, I want to work on this. But I will say when it comes to exploring the depths of their emotions, or at least articulating their feelings, that could be something that this person struggles with. And I'm not saying they don't know how to make their emotions known, or they don't know how to express their emotions entirely, but there's like, that is something that they struggle with. So we have the King of Pentacles, followed by the Ace of Pentacles and the potential outcome. What's the King of Pentacles? The Queen of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Swords, the Five of Swords. Definitely a lot of potential is what I see here. Someone investing in you. They could feel like you are, like there's something about you that makes them feel more balanced. Like if this is someone who is more grounded and very practical, they could feel like you are very, intuitive and emotionally intelligent. It's like you fill some sort of a void, but you also teach them a new way of viewing things, if that makes sense. Now with the King of Swords and the Five of Swords, I feel like this is someone who is, wanting to get to the bottom of any issues that you guys are facing. It's a very straightforward energy. It's someone who wants the truth and nothing but the truth. And Five of Swords and King of Swords is giving me a strong energy of someone who no longer wants to feel conflicted, right? So in the potential outcome, I see them offering you something stable, something you would want to invest in, but also clearing up some sort of confusion. Like if there are questions that they have, if there's something that they're uncertain about in terms of how you feel towards them, I do see them bringing that up. I'm also seeing here, Pisces, that something that could feel very conflicting for this person is how they operate. It's like there may be certain things that they do or say, or just the way that they are, that they feel like you dislike or is contradicting to maybe this relationship in a way, but they're not, like, they're working through that. They don't necessarily know how to change that. Like, for example, if this is someone who is, you know, very invested and then they withdraw their energy, or they could be very stoic or detached at times, they understand that that very thing impacts the connection with you. But I do see that that's something that they're actively working through as well. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.